United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the United Spurs of America podcast, joined by your hosts as always. I'm Michael, he's Jacob, coming to you live following a 4-0 victory for Tottenham Hotspur on the road at Leeds United. A very, very positive performance. Positive vibes on the podcast today, Jacob.
Hey.
You're wearing this season's away kit. I'm wearing last season's away kit. We're fully in sync right now, and we are fully COYS. Just even more fully COYS than usual on today's epi.
I think we were both getting situated for this little bit of an away run that we had going on. I think Spurs have done answered the call 2 out of 3 times so far.
Yeah.
Unfortunate result there at Turf Moor, but we moved and we went to Elland Road. We got the dub. I would say statement win. I think
Convincing win.
Convincing win, a convincing statement win, I might say. Unfortunately, we did see the last of Marcelo Bielsa, a Yorkshire legend, a magician, a man who brought them up from the championship. We did get to witness his last game. But you know what? United spanked us, and it led us to greener pastures. I hope the same for Leeds. Fair play. We spanked them. They got a little bit unlucky. I think it was like the second minute. They had a free kick.
They hit the post like 3 times.
Yeah. I mean, I know we're going to get into it. They were a little bit unlucky to not get on the score sheet at least once. I thought there was at least a solid 3 times, but I also want to start this show off by saying big ups to the away end. The traveling supporters for Tottenham have been loud, have been proud, and I've been hearing them very clearly here in the States on the telly. So I just want to big ups if anyone is at that crowd or you were at any of these away games. We've heard you, and you've sounded great.
Yeah, for sure. There's times where sometimes you can't even hear the home fans 100% of the time throughout the game. Just due to, I don't know, maybe the mic placement or whatnot. And it's definitely hard to hear the away end chant sometimes on the television. On Saturday, they were loud. You guys were ridiculously loud. And I was very, very proud to be a Tottenham fan just because of the representation that you guys put on display. You guys were absolutely booming at Elland Road, and it was great to see, man. Matt Doherty scores his first career Spurs goal. He opened the scoring in the 10th minute. Kulusevski gets another goal of his in the 15th, followed by Harry Kane in the 27th minute, and then Heung-min son in the 85th minute. We'll get into all that in a little bit. But yeah, Jacob, a very, very positive performance. And just more importantly,
Wetness.
it was a great bounce back performance. Yes. After the performance against Burnley, it was much, much needed, not only to get a win against Leeds on the road, but to do it, like we mentioned, in a convincing fashion. I think that was the most important part.
I know we're going to get into it, but you're lucky my mic was muted when you brought up Heung-min Daddy's goal in the 85th minute, because I just started screaming wetness because of so many reasons, right? This goal was monumental for so many reasons. It capped an excellent performance on the field and a great response to the loss. What's the exact style? I'll let you read it off, but it broke that record. Yeah, and that pass from Harry Kane. What the fuck, dude?
Beautiful. Harry Kane and Heung-min son are now the record holders, they're all alone now. They don't share the record with 37 goal combinations between a duo in Premier League history. Folks,
just say who's in their rearview mirror, and that'll give you an idea of how big this is. I mean, before
Frank Lampard and Didier Drogba.
And these are 2 players that I knew of before I was a fan of the Premier League. When I was just a casual soccer fan here in America who didn't pay much attention, I knew who Didier Drogba was. I only knew Frank Lampard because of Didier Drogba. These guys, they're icons, right, in the Premier League history. And the fact that Heung-min Daddy and Harry Kane are now ahead of them, bro, it brings me so much excitement. I mean, I know we're going to get into it, bro, but that ball, holy shit.
Sexy.
Bread basket. I mean, Heung-min Son was, I'm ready for the loaf, Daddy. And King Kane just, boop, right there in the bread basket. It was, I'm telling you, I don't know how many times you can be up 3-0 in a game and still scream your ass off about a goal and cry and get soggy undies. I mean, it was just nonstop sogginess. The first 30 minutes was just wetness. And I say let's just get into it. I'm going to start going off. So let's.
Here we go. Let's go into the starting 11 against Leeds United at Elland Road. We
also,
had
shout
Hugo
out real quick before we start. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you and step on your toes, but I did want to say, if you're on YouTube, what's up? You probably already see it. If you're on Spotify video, you can go ahead and go to the video. Hello. Just say hello to everyone real quick. Hello. You can see we're going to pull up the formation if you want to take a visual look at it rather than just listening to our beautiful voices. Also want to say like, subscribe, all that to the channel, and we appreciate all of you. But yeah, let's jump right into it. Sorry I interrupted you, man. I just wanted to say someone had said that we need to plug more like and subscribes for the YouTube, so I figured I'd say that.
Buggy, dude. Plug away. But yeah, Hugo in net. We did have another threesome at the back with Christian Romero, Eric Dyer, and Ben Davies as usual. Matt Doherty got the start at right wing back along with Ryan Sessegnon. Sessegnon getting another consecutive start at that left wing back position, while Reggie, still recovers from his injury / hasn't been in the greatest form. Then we had the midfield. Also. Yeah, and then the midfield duo we did have was Harry Winks and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Like we mentioned on the last episode, it was announced that Rodrigo Bentancur would be out for likely 2 to 3 weeks with a leg injury. So a bit unfortunate there because he had been playing very, very well over the past few games. But regardless, the front three was rounded out by Heung-min Hung, Heung-min Dad, Heung-min Son, along with Dejan Kulusevski making another Premier League start. Back-to-back 3 in a row now, Premier League starts. And then obviously the line led by the king, the one, the only, Harold Edward Kane. But yeah, first of all, Jacob, some changes in the starting 11. Obviously, Harry Winks comes into the side in place of Bentancur, and then, like I said, Matt Doherty makes a start ahead of Emerson. Let's talk about this first. The new players who did come into the 11, obviously Matt Doherty got a goal. He also got an assist on the Kulusevski. Absolute worldie. Well, I don't know if I'd call it a worldie, but it was beautiful nonetheless. And then you had Harry Winks. I know that we had been a little bit harsh on his performances just because he hasn't been the most consistent player. But what did you get from what was the vibe overall from the new guys in your opinion?
I would say
guess the new guys in the starting 11, not the new guys, obviously.
Yeah, the new to this week starters. I would say first and foremost, Ryan Sessegnon, I think, is starting to beg the question whether he's the legitimate starter at that position if he can stay healthy. I've seen some slander on Twitter saying he's had 2 bang average games. Also, I'm also hearing that he's signing a new contract with Tottenham. He's taking a pay cut to sign a longer deal with us, which I think that shows he's fully COYS. I think that shows he's fully in on this Antonio Conte thing. I think he finally feels some trust with a manager. So that's a beautiful thing to watch. Harry Winks on that first goal, to me, was magnificent. He took 4 or 5 touches and then played a beautiful ball to Ryan Sessegnon that he ended up sliding across net and
with his left foot as well.
Oh, Winks' pass was with the left foot? Yeah, no. To me, Winks immediately jumped off the page like, hey, I'm trying to prove something now that Rodrigo is not here. But unfortunately, I felt like he kind of disappeared later on in the game. But all intents and purposes, I thought he was pretty solid. I thought that he really helped create that first goal. He got the hockey assist. I'm really proud of these guys who just, like Matt Doherty. We've talked shit. Matt Dogshiherty. Matt
Doughboy.
The dog pound. What else could we talk shit about this guy, right? Puts an absolute shift. And one of the first things we got in one of our group chats was all the slander that we've given him, that he has returned and has said he demands justice for all the wrong. I will say this, Matt Doughboy, thank you. And nice performance. I thought you did well. You put in a shift. That assist, I will say, was stat padding a little. You kind of just 1-2'd it with Kulusevski and let him dance and do his thing.
Still a good ball.
Hey,
it was still a good ball.
I mean,
It was still
you
a
got,
good ball.
bro. You could put you could put you put a wall there. You could put a little
Would
mini wall
Emerson
there.
have made that pass? Tell me.
Yes.
No, come on. Bro.
Anyone, Serge Aurier would have made that pass, bro. That's an
Maybe,
easy
but not
1-2
Emerson.
pass. He got the goal. I'm glad he finished it. That I mean, that
It
had
was a
some
good
pace
finish
on.
too.
That had some pace on the ball.
One-time volley.
That had some. It wasn't a volley. It was like
Well,
slid across.
He hit it one time.
Right. He did one time it. And I will say, watching it back after rewatching the game yesterday, that's not an easy finish. It's very easy to blow that over the top or hit it
Emerson
wide.
skied it.
You can say that all you want, but that's how many times has he been in a position like that? How many times has he
few
had?
times, and
he's
he's
more
missed.
been with Region. No, don't give me that shit, man. Okay, Matt Doherty has one good game.
Look,
and you're starting
man,
to act.
I'm just saying, Matt Doherty played good. You got to give him credit, and I'm going
but
to
you
give him
can't-
credit.
yes,
I've
I'm
talked
giving him
shit
credit.
just as much
I'm-
as you have.
I'm literally
but
giving him
you gotta
credit right
give
now.
him credit.
I'm literally.
I know, but
giving
you're
him-
getting upset with the fact that I said that it was a good ball to Kulusevski. It was a good
that
ball.
wasn't a good ball. Okay,
was a good
my
ball.
I kicked the little ball off the wall to my son perfectly. That doesn't mean I have a great immense amount of skill.
I didn't say he
That
had a
just-
great immense amount of skill. I just said it was a good ball.
God damn it. What I'm saying is his assist was a stat pad. We all know it. He fucking knows it. That's why his rating's so high. Whatever. All right.
Yeah. So let's.
I'm proud of him. I'm glad that he did it. I will, of course, never ill will or wish bad for a guy who's wearing the Tottenham Hotspur jersey. I've said it numerous times. That goal, I give him credit. That was a great goal. It's not easy to always finish those.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the goals, and
I'm
then we'll
not gonna
talk
hear-
about the Kane and Son goal.
You
that
triggered
was
me with that
significant.
Emerson wouldn't figure it. That the Emerson talk, bro. How are you going to tell me that you know for a fact Emerson would? He has more goals than Matt Doherty does.
He wouldn't have finished it. Emerson would not have finished that goal.
He has more goals than Matt Doherty.
had.
He has more goals.
He would not have finished that, bro. You can't tell me Emerson finishes that.
How many games has Matt Doherty played for Tottenham? How many has
I don't
Emerson
care.
played?
He put it in.
So has
I'm
Emerson.
just saying, Emerson would not have put it in.
So has Emerson against a championship level team. Congratulations, Matt Doherty. You can finish against a championship team. You're so good. Congratulations.
I got Jacob triggered on Matt Doughboy here on the pod. I think my mission has been accomplished. I think I could leave. I could leave and just give you the rest of the episode, and I would be satisfied.
He's like I said, he's lucky. Dejan Kulusevski's so bro. I can't wait to talk
He's
about
class,
him,
man. He's
I
class.
can't wait.
Let's talk about the first goal first. You mentioned it already. How Harry Winks had the hockey assist. He played a beautiful ball down the left-hand side of the pitch to a running Ryan Sessegnon, who then curled in a load-driven cross into the box from the left-hand side of the pitch, which was, in all fairness, was an absolutely beautiful ball. Which was met at the end by Matt Doherty, who finished it one time, like we had mentioned earlier. The second goal was scored by who? Jacob, talk to me, baby.
The second goal was scored by
Kulusevski. Absolute
Kulusevski.
class finish from the
Disgusting.
21-year-old.
It was actually disgusting.
So like we talked about, Matt Doherty did get the assist. He played a 1-2 with Dejan Kulusevski on the right-hand side of the pitch at the top of the box, where he basically cut inside. I think he pump faked once and then hit it, smashed it into the near corner.
Dudes.
And yeah, it was an absolute class finish by Kulusevski. It was absolute class. And he now gets 2 goals in his last 3 games, both of them on the road. Obviously, we had the one against Man City, and now he added to his goal total for Tottenham Hotspur against Leeds United as well. But yeah, man, it was an awesome finish, and he had an awesome performance.
Does he now have more goals than Lo Celso?
Yeah, I'm pretty
And
sure.
Lo Celso had like 120 games, something like that.
Oh, you're talking about total?
Yeah.
Oh
total.
no, he's probably not there yet, but he's close.
No,
I think he had 5 total goals, and Kulusevski has what, 2?
Okay, maybe it's just Premier League goals I'm thinking of.
Oh,
I
he
saw
might
something from
be
our
close.
Twitter source at whoever the fuck on Twitter. Shout out.
He's definitely close.
I think
if not tied already.
I'm pretty sure Gio's only had 2 Premier
Because
League
he
goals.
scored in the Champions League, and then I think in the Carabao or FA Cup, or something like that. And then he's scored against Man City, and then maybe one other time in the Premier League?
I feel like he only has 2 Premier League goals. I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
either way, Kulusevski's shown us and offered us a lot more than any of the guys that we've shipped out.
And I think he's producing just a lot more in general than what we were expecting him to, what most Spurs fans were expecting him to. And the great part about Kulusevski, in my opinion, and some people have already talked about this, but is his versatility. He's basically played in 3 positions already under Antonio Conte's system, and he's made an impact in every single place that he's been. He's played at the right wing, he's played centrally as a makeshift 10, and then he got, when we made a few substitutions, I think it was against City? At the end of the City game? I can't remember, but he got moved to right wing back as well. So he's already played 3 different positions for Tottenham so far, and he's made an impact in every single one that he's played at. That's my favorite part of his game, man, is the fact that he's versatile. He can adapt to whatever style that we're playing, and he can also adapt to whatever position and tactics that Antonio Conte demands of him. And he's got a really good work rate too. He's just a fun player to watch.
I would say my favorite parts of Dan Kulusevski is the composure he has, the maturity. He is very much fun to watch, and I think for me it's because he plays so composed. Like I'm starting to feel a weird sense of confidence when he's on the ball that I'm gonna like whatever he does next.
Yeah,
you know what? He's starting to do that for me. Again, I've said it on previous episodes. I've said it on the live stream. Shout out Tottenham away. I've said it that I want to see more on a consistent basis, and he's continued to show good things. I thought he was disappeared a little bit. Turf Moor. I have a hypothesis, bro. It's that rain. When the rain is raining and it's cold and raining, we turtle up. We play like ass, as you saw against Turf Moor. Against Turf Moor.
Yeah,
at Turf Moor.
Against the stadium. We
bro,
were just
that's all they
shocking
got.
against Turf Moor.
That's all Burnley got. But anyway, my point about Dan is watching him play, I enjoy watching his maturity on the ball. He's got a lot of quality on the ball. I think when you watch that goal back, you can't tell me it's Matt Doherty's assist that is the reason that goal got scored.
The most important part, besides the finish of that goal, was when Kulusevski kept the ball in and then played it to Doherty. I don't know if you noticed that too.
No, that was
he
fair.
had
Right
he
there
had
at the touch
a
line,
lot of control near the corner flag, and he had a lot of composure to obviously trap the ball and then shield the ball from the incoming left back. I think it was Junior Firpo who got absolutely dusted all game. It was great to see. And then he played a really good ball in to Doherty along the sideline, and then that's basically when the goal sequence started. But if Kulusevski didn't show that work rate and didn't show that hustle and that drive, that goal wouldn't have happened.
That's my last thing I was going to say about Kulusevski was that I appreciate he looks like he wants to run. He looks like he enjoys running around like a young puppy out in the grass, just running around. He's having fun with Tongi, with Gio. It was like a chore. It was like, can you please track back, please? And I think he's showing a lot of willingness to work for the team, and it's great. I want to ask you this, because I tried to say it earlier. Matt Doherty's pass isn't the reason that ball goes in the net, right? Like, can we both agree on that?
What do you mean?
Could say,
like, so obviously it was
Heung-min's son scores that goal because of what? Harry Kane's pass.
Yeah.
Kulusevski scores that goal because of
his shot.
But not just his shot.
That was a tight finish.
It was not just his shot, though. It was his footwork. There's a lot more to it. So, again, stat padding. Matt Doherty, stat pad.
I never said he didn't stat pad. I just said it was a good
If
pass.
if we had Lionel Messi,
I love
and
how worked
just,
up you are about this goal. I haven't even like said that Matt Doherty's the best
It
player
was
in the
just the
world. Like
way
I haven't even said anything like controversial. I've just said that he played good and he had a good pass to Kulusevski for his assist.
It was just
That's
your
all I've
face when you
said.
said it, bro.
That's
Your
all I've
face when
said.
you- like, well, it
Because
was a
I
good
know
ball.
you
I was
get
like,
worked up with Matt Doughboy, and I love it. I love it.
I'm glad he put in a good shift, but I'm saying there's a difference in assists. Like, not every that's where I think the whole stat versus the eye thing, can be misleading, because the numbers would say Matt Doherty had a fucking world, like the best game he's ever had as a Tottenham Hotspur player.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's just
I
what
would
the
agree.
stats would say. My eyes would say he had moments where he was having the best time of his life out there. But for me, his pass didn't make that goal. So that assist, you can't tell me that's... Bro, Emerson can lay that ball off like that to Kulu. I'm just saying. Anyway.
I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never.
You want to get into the third goal?
No. Yes, I do. Because it is time, folks, for Michael's weekly Harry Kane, wetness? What would you describe my, I guess,
Harry
a
Kane
trance?
cum
I'm in a
sesh?
Harry Kane, I just get into a Harry Kane trance. There you go. I'm just like amazed by the man. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. First of all, I'm going to bring out my special guest, as always, the Harry Kane.
There he is.
So if you're watching on video, here you go. Here's your weekly dose of Harry Kane on the camera. I just want to say, Harry Kane, I love you, and thank you once again for bringing happiness and joy to my life. Absolute class finish. Ball got pinged over the top, basically, and we've seen this goal so many times, except the finish was just so much more complex that's what made the goal so amazing. So the ball gets pinged over to Harry Kane, and
By who? By who?
Talk to me, baby.
Pierre-Emile Højbjerg.
Pierre-Emile Højbjerg.
A
Great.
workhorse, a general, a Viking
he
on
had
the
a
field,
great
a
game,
man who
man.
gets so much slander. You know what was going on? We were attacking in the final third. They got the ball back. They had a shitty clearance. And you know who happened to be where he was supposed to be? Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. And then, as you
getting
said,
rest, man. I think it's because he's been getting rest. He's starting to play better. He got
Yeah.
He got benched, and then he was able to, regain some energy in the legs. I think that's why he's playing a little bit better. But unfortunately, now that Bentancur is going to be out injured until further notice,
yeah,
he's going to have to. It's the same old story, man. He's going to have to play every game basically. But yeah,
Like-
I agree, man. He had a great game, and it was a beautiful pinged ball over the top to Kane. Kane hit it with his left foot. I would compare it to the Ronaldo goal against us. You remember that? Nuno's last game? Where Ronaldo, it was on the other side of the box, but Ronaldo finished with his right off the volley, and it was like at such a weird tight angle. It
Very
looked
tight.
exactly like that for Kane, but on the
So
other
tight.
side.
So
And
tight.
Harry Kane hit it with his quote unquote weaker left foot, even though he
doesn't have
doesn't
one.
have a weak foot.
Even
But yeah,
his
man,
third foot
class
is
finish
not
from
that
Harry
weak.
Kane. Another goal on the board, more importantly, for him and for Tottenham. And that basically put the nail in the coffin. Even though I think all Spurs fans were still kind of stressed out throughout the rest of the match, just because it's us. But it pretty much put the game, borderline out of reach, I would say. The Leeds did have chances throughout the rest of the match, but looking back on it, just knowing that it was a 4-0 finish, basically was borderline, kind of put the game to rest. But yeah, man, it was a great goal from Harry Kane, and more importantly, overall, it was just a great performance by the King. And like I said, I'm just thankful. I'm thankful that he plays for Tottenham Hotspur.
I mean, we can't speak highly enough about the King Kane.
And we're about to get into it again for this next goal. Like that's the thing with Kane. He just does so much.
He's irreplaceable. I mean, he's literally two different players out there for you. He plays all over the pitch, and he's magnificent wherever you plug him. And that finish, the angle was so tight. Only world-class players finish that. You know what I'm saying? How many times have you seen anyone else on a similar angle send it wide, hit the side netting? We saw Sessegnon do it. We saw a few people do it. Heung-min Son's done it. Harry Kane, beautiful finish, beautiful ball from my boy Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. But also, I thought Heung-min Son worked his ass off as well. I thought he was working the entire game. He had a really great dribble move. I know, we had 3 goals in the first 30 minutes, and then nothing, really pops off the eye until the 85th. But in that time, Heung-min Son also had a really beautiful run. Another time, like we saw against Burnley, just beautiful solo run. He just didn't finish it. Yeah, he turned on the Jets, but he just didn't finish the shot. And it was just, kind of a slider. And it just didn't look that great. But he was working his ass off, and it paid off in the 85th minute because he made a run. He saw Harry Kane had the ball. Harry Kane saw Heung-min Son. And, I mean, when you look at the airtime on that ball and where it was placed, like, Heung-min Son didn't have to slow down, speed up. He just had to continue his run. And Harry Kane was
basically from midfield all the way to the edge of the box where Heung-min Son played it down to himself off like his dick, basically, his chest.
He rolled it on down the
leg,
pipe.
thigh, I don't know. But
Third leg?
Third leg? Probably. Who's to say? Has someone proven that it wasn't the third leg? No. So therefore we can't confirm. We can't confirm nor deny.
Nor deny. That's the
nor
key
deny.
there.
More importantly. But the ball from Harry Kane, basically from midfield, like we said, onto the edge of the box, over 3 defenders, one in front of him, one in the midfield, and the center back who was tracking, 2 center backs that were tracking Heung-min Son. So 4. Played it beautifully over the top to Heung-min Hung, Heung-min Dad, Heung-min Son, and then he finished into the right-hand side of the net. Beautiful, beautiful goal, beautiful finish from Heung-min Son. But more importantly, like we said at the beginning of the pod, the record has now been broken. Harry Kane and Heung-min Son are now the deadliest duo in Premier League history. 37 goal combinations between the two in the Premier League. And like I said, the most in the Premier League history. More importantly, world-class duo who deserves some trophies alongside this accolade, man. I think that's the one sticking point.
That
but
regardless, been able to do this and not win anything.
Regardless, I texted you. I was like, dude, I have no idea. I mean, I obviously know why, because people just love to take the piss out of us. But whenever the record was broken and everyone was tweeting it out on social media and posting it on Instagram, the comments were flooded with rival fans saying, and no trophies to show for it, or 0 trophies, what a trophy, add it to the cabinet, whatever. We literally witnessed league history in the best league in the world and a record that likely won't be broken anytime soon. You have to put some respect on it. You have to. You have to put all respect on it. It's literally the best duo in Premier League history, and you can't argue with it anymore. Facts are facts, stats are stats. The numbers don't lie. But we witnessed history, and it has been an absolute privilege to have been watching them from day one, man. When Heung-min Son came out onto the scene, he struggled in his first season. He was trying to adapt to life in England. That second season in 16-17, he just blew the doors off, and he's never looked back since. Same thing with Harry Kane. Came onto the scene, struggled on loan here and there at Millwall and other places. Really found his form under Mauricio Pochettino in the early days. And yeah, once Heung-min Son started going off in 16-17, it's just been history since then. And the last 3 seasons especially, the chemistry and the knowledge to know where your counterpart's going to be at all times, that comfortability, that comfort. It's more than prevalent, man. It's been ridiculous over the past few seasons.
What this reminds me of, and I'm sorry to our UK listeners who cringe every time we relate it to some kind of American thing, but in American football, Troy Aikman always said, a good relationship between your quarterback and your receiver, you can go out there blindfolded, and if you know what each other's route is running, like, you can still deliver that ball in a breadbasket. And when you see Harry Kane and Heung-min Son do the record-breaking goal in itself epitomizes that very thing.
Oh yeah.
If you watch Harry Kane, he took 2 looks. Is he running?
all it
Okay,
takes.
he's running. Where am I putting it? Boom. And it was so quick, just and then the ball was in there. And it was just, I mean, I can talk about that goal all day because
You know what that goal, the pass reminded me of?
What's
but
that?
to a smaller degree, because the pass against Leeds was much more difficult and much more impressive. But it reminded me of the Carabao Cup goal in the 18-19 season at Arsenal, where Harry Kane gets the ball in the midfield. He turns around, takes a look, sees Dele Alli making a run into the box or towards the box, and plays a beautiful dink right over all of the defenders where only he could get to it. Same thing with that goal with Heung-min Son. It was literally in a spot. He placed that ball where literally only Heung-min Son could get to it because just of the lack of pace that the Leeds center backs brought to the match. But
I mean, it's Heung-min Son. He's going to get behind
you're not going
you.
to catch up to him. No matter who it is.
What I want to ask you is...
But it's just so impressive, man, because it's you look back at that ball and only Heung-min Son would have been able to get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Only him.
I want to ask you this. I mean, even on the training ground, you put the ball there, no defenders, and you have a man running. How many times out of 10 you think an average player for Tottenham or for any team in the Premier League, how many times do you think they're hitting that man
Average,
in stride like
probably
that?
6.
You think so?
Harry Kane 9.
I'm saying Harry Kane probably 10 out of 10 at this point.
Yeah, I mean, 10.
But
9, 10.
I would say maybe 4 out of 10 you're going to hit that guy.
I was saying 5 or 6. I was kind of thinking 5, but I think, you know, I mean, it's the Premier League, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's at the training ground, no defenders.
I guess
now,
I'm thinking about
in a
myself.
match like that, 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
1 out of 10 for an average Premier League player. Like, I could maybe see like players like De Bruyne maybe making that pass, but that is how good of a passer Harry Kane is and has been for the longest time. Like, people are I saw some people, and you sent me a tweet too about how Jose Mourinho unlocked this passing ability of Harry Kane's, but
I was trying to
like,
trigger you.
he has always had that in his locker. Maybe not in his first season, but I would say after that 15-16 season, like in the middle of, I would say, is when he really came onto the scene and showcased his passing talent. And then from 16-17 and especially 17-18, when we played that first season at Wembley, when we were building the stadium, especially that first season at Wembley, it was very, very prevalent that his passing ability was world class. And over the past 3 seasons, it's been even better. And it seems like the older he's getting, the better he's getting at just his passing ability in general and his vision. It's just great to see, man, because I feel like he's only going to get better. And obviously he's entering his 30s, or he's going to be. You know, obviously no one gets no one gets younger with time. But for me, looking at his game and the way he plays and how teammates feed off of him, he's going to be playing. And I was thinking about this today, man. I think he's going to be similar to Ibra, where he's just going to be playing until like 40. Because he's just got everything. He's got everything. You can play
Play like, anywhere on the pitch.
If he gets older and he slows down a lot, you can put him in the midfield at an attacking midfield role.
1,000%.
That's how special the player he is.
The older he gets, put him defensive mid. He'll still create that long
Imagine just at 40 years old, Harry Kane leading the back line with a 38-year-old Eric Dyer and a 30-year-old Christian Romero.
That'd be fun.
3 old men.
To put numbers on it, though, looking at his long balls in the game, this isn't a practice situation like I hypothesized or hypotheticaled, whatever.
Hypothesized, yeah.
9 long balls. How many do you want to say were accurate?
8, right?
6 of
okay.
long balls. He had 4 key passes. Passing was 72%, but of his long balls, 6 out of 9. That's pretty damn good.
It's very
That's
good.
pretty impressive.
And it's nice.
So nice. So wet.
But
Hey,
let's
as
talk
I
about
said,
the
that the
finish
background
also,
music
bro.
kinda-
Yeah, that's a vibe. Let's talk about the finish too, bro. Obviously, Heung-min Son got the goal. It was a great finish. I think the keeper had guessed that he was going to go across goal into the back corner, but smashed it into the near post side of the net. And yeah, the rest is history. But the composure that he showed, like I said earlier on, when Kane did play the ball to him, and he pretty much laid the ball to rest in front of him, to where he could get a really good shot off, and he ended up doing. The composure that he showed, the sheer class on both the touch and the finish, like we already said, it was your stereotypical Kane and Son combination, like just world-class passing, but more importantly, world-class finishing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there was ever a doubt that Heung-min Son was missing that. After we had seen the pass and we had seen the touchdown to him and we had kind of seen his momentum going towards goal, I don't think there was any doubt that that ball wasn't going into the back of the net.
And I think that alludes a little bit to the point that I was trying to make earlier, or at least the point I was alluding to. I think that's what I was trying to say. Heung-min Son, that whole game was working his ass off. He had that solo run that I mentioned, and he was unable to finish it. And there was another chance, I think, that also where, was it Doherty had a shot, and then the keeper saved it. Melier saved it. And then Heung-min Son kind of like one-touched it. No, he kind of like 1-2, and then shot it. And I think Koch is his name. I think that's who stopped it. Koch or Klich.
Koch though, people, for all those taking notes at home.
Koch. Yeah, it hit Koch right in the back. And so I was kind of getting like frustrated for Son. Like, dang, he's getting a little unlucky, you know. But he stuck with it. And again, it paid off in the 85th minute. And to me, that shows that he's working the entire match. It doesn't matter if we're up 3-0. It doesn't matter if we're down. Like, he's still making those runs. It was just great to see, man. The whole team, I'm really proud. Ben Davies, I thought, had an absolute great game.
Yeah.
He was big dicking it. Romero, of course, big dicking it.
Yeah. And Dyer, I think the fact that we have Dyer back on the back line, it shows the stability that he brings, and I guess kind of the leadership as well. Like, if he's at the back, I feel like Romero's a little bit more comfortable, and Davies is definitely more comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
I think if you put Sanchez anywhere on that back line, I think it just kind of, I don't know. It seems like it's a domino effect with him and Davies. Like, if Sanchez is playing bad, Davies for sure is playing bad. If Davies is playing bad, Sanchez for sure is playing bad.
Yeah, man. A house can only stand on a good foundation.
Exactly. You have Eric Dyer in the middle there, controlling the back line, basically captaining the back line, if you will, besides other than Hugo, obviously. But in terms of the defense and the organization, you can definitely tell that Dyer brings a very, very good presence, and a very comfortable presence at that, especially, like I mentioned, for Davies. When the back three is playing as good as it did against Leeds. Now, obviously, we did give up some chances, and I think Leeds were a little bit unlucky not to score. Like we mentioned, they hit the post at least 3 times. There was a lot of really good moments, though, where our back line showed a lot of composure. But yeah, I agree, man. All 3 of them, I thought, had a very, very good game. I didn't have too much to complain about, even with Davies. He put in a good shift, along with
you could argue
with Doherty
he saved,
and Sessegnon.
You could argue he saved the clean sheet.
Yeah, he did at the end.
I mean,
at the end when Hugo I don't know what I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea what he's doing.
And this is something I was looking at a lot of numbers, like just years of Hugo, and as of the last like 3 years, he goes through spells in the season where he kind of dips in his performance.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a team thing, a fitness thing, a time of year thing. But
and then he usually, like a few times a year, also has like boneheaded plays like that one, and like the Wolves game as well, when he punched out the ball and they ended up scoring that second goal, or was it the first goal? I forget. Yeah, the first goal, and then like he plays it out wide to Davies leading up to the second goal. Like, you look at the World Cup as well, in the World Cup final that they won against Croatia. He actually had a blunder that led to a Croatia goal in that match, but they ended up, winning anyways.
He still had 2 saves.
But still, like, he is obviously one of the best keepers in the world, and he's already shown that throughout this season. But it just seems like every year he's got some of those blunders in his back pocket.
And that's fine, bro. I'll take it. He's human. That's just all he's showing me. He's showing me that he's not from another planet, and that's okay. Again,
Other
like I said,
keepers have blunders too. I mean, look at Alisson against us when Kane scored the equalizer against Liverpool.
Yeah, everyone's got it.
Yeah.
Look at Ederson when he thought
Ederson as well.
When he thought he could do anything against Heung-min Daddy. So for me, I'm not too concerned about Hugo Daddy Lloris. He's still our captain. He's still daddy to me. Still had 2 saves. So at the end of the day, he still kept a clean sheet. But I feel like a lot of it has to be attributed to Ben Davies as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, we're already about 40 minutes into the pod. So if you're still with us, thank you so much for tuning in, and thanks for sticking with us as well. We do have a match coming up tomorrow when you do hear this, or it could be the day of. Who knows? You could be listening to this pre-match, but we do have an FA Cup 5th round tie against Middlesbrough, which is up next. That is on the road as well, like we've mentioned on previous episodes. It's the last road game before we return to our home turf against Everton in the Premier League next Monday. But regardless, a huge match on display tomorrow. Like I said, it is on the road. We will be doing a post-match live stream on Tottenham Away's YouTube channel and Facebook page. So please tune in there. We'll be doing that with the rest of the Tottenham Away team, Iggy, JP, and Coach Stell as well. So please tune in there. If you're from the live stream, we will see you there as always. That'll be post-match, I think around what we were saying, 3 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. Our time, and then 10 p.m. UK time, 10:30 p.m. UK time. So please check us out over there. But before we get into the FA Cup match, I guess we'll just recap that tomorrow on the live stream. So just catch us there, or we'll post it on our Spotify.
Yeah,
and YouTube
I was going to say that I might just go ahead and cut up best of Middlesbrough and just use that for an episode for the Middlesbrough FA Cup game, and then obviously we'll be back with our regular scheduled programming after the Everton match.
Yes, sir. So since we'll get into the Middlesbrough match and recap that tomorrow, Jacob, you want to get into man of the match and BD before we wrap up?
Man of the match, you can't look in any other direction than Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Time and time again, he's showing us what we've been asking for. And I love that I've been asking, and he's been delivering finally. And it's beautiful to watch. It's great. So my man of the match, Harry Kane. Amazing goal, tight angle, amazing ball over the top to Heung-min Daddy. My BDE, I'm going Dan Kulusevski. Kulusevski. He showed massive BDE. I think at that juncture in the game, it was like, all right, we're 1-0 up. What are we going to do now? Right? I think we're all Tottenham fans were kind of at, what are we going to do now that we're up 1-0?
Yeah.
And he showed a lot of BDE, getting to the touch line to keep the ball in play. Showed a lot of BDE to pass it off of another dude wearing number 2. And then he showed even more BDE, dribbling past those folks, stunting on them, taking it on his left foot, where I think a safer player would have probably played it to Harry Kane, and Kane takes a shot, and who knows what happens.
Yeah.
Because it's very early in the game. And what does he do? Squeezes it in with his big old DE. So that's my BDE of the match, 100%. So congrats, Dan. Dan won my first BDE ever as a Tottenham Hotspur player.
There you go. Well, I hate to report that it's going to be a boring sequence in this next 1 to 2 minutes, because I have the same exact players as my man of the match in BDE. So for the sake of just switching it up and not having the same ones, I'm still gonna go man of the match Harry Kane, because you can't. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, best striker in the Premier League, best striker in the world right now. Once again, he's back. It's great to see. And like I said earlier, I'm thankful that I get to watch him week in and week out, and I'm thankful that he's scoring goals in lily white and not Manchester blue. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man of the match, King Kane, absolute class. He's probably going to score a hat-trick tomorrow against Middlesbrough. No big deal. BDE, I got to give it to Kulusevski. Absolutely great finish. Like I said, 2 goals in 3 in his last 3 games now. He put an absolute shift in against Man City. He did it again against Leeds United, and I'm expecting him to have some sort of impact either off the bench or in the 11 against Middlesbrough. We'll see how much Antonio Conte will rotate the side, but regardless, man, I already said it, but he's shown so much maturity. I think you said it too. And he's just adapted much, much quicker than anyone has anticipated. So he's been versatile, he's been flexible, he's been adaptable, all those adjectives, whatever you want to describe him as. He's been great. He's my BDE of the match. I will give it also, though, to Matt Doughboy, just because he did get on the score sheet, and I thought he put in a really good shift. I'm sorry, Jacob, but if I had to switch it up, I think he'd be in second place for the BDE, so I'll give him a shout-out as well.
My honorable mention for BDE was Ben Davies for two things. The getting Hugo's back like that was just absolute effort, maximum effort.
Desire.
And then the other one for that foul at the top of the box, he just fucking he just big dicked that man on the ground and got a yellow card. So he's my honorable mention.
Jacob, one final thought.
My one final thought before heading to this game with the Middle Bros.
That's right. We called him that last year, or what, 2 years ago? I forget. I'm disappointed in myself, that I didn't mention the Middlesbrough or the Middle Bros.
I feel like that was a few weeks ago. I could be wrong. Time is a man construct anyway, so who knows when we said that. But if you know, let us know. I want to say my final thought before heading into that is Harry Kane, Heung-min Daddy, and now Dan Kulusevski. Them three, unpopular opinion, best front three in the Premier League right now. Boom.
My one final thought is we need to win tomorrow. We need to. It's not optional. It's mandatory. I want a trophy, and it would be cool to win the FA Cup because it is one of the more historical. It is the most historical trophy in England. So I'd like to have it in a cabinet. Nice. I'd like to have a trophy in a cabinet, I'd like to see us win something in my life, but it's a must-win tomorrow. It's not optional, and I hope the boys show up. That's my one final thought.
I think
want to give a shout out.
My favorite part was the not optional. It is not
it's
optional.
not optional. Want to give a shout out to Faraz and Pete, our sponsors of the show. Thank you so much for your support. If you want to become a supporter, just click the link down below, anchor.fm/United Spurs of America. Click on support, COYS. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to another edition of the United Spurs of America podcast. Like we said, we will be back tomorrow on Tuesday. If you're listening to this on Tuesday, it's today at 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. UK time. We'll be on Tottenham Away's YouTube channel and Facebook page following the Middlesbrough match in the FA Cup. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate all your support. If you're from the live stream, thank you so much for coming over here. If you're over here and haven't checked out the live stream, check it out tomorrow or today if you're listening to this on Tuesday. It'll be at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, so 5 p.m. Eastern Time, wherever you are in the United States. And then, like we said, 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. If you're across the pond in the UK. But I'm Michael. He's Jacob. Please win tomorrow in the FA Cup, Spurs. And until then, up the lads. And Jacob,
come on, you Spurs.
We'll see you guys next time.